Hey everyone, Chris Green here. I hope you're doing well. In today's video, I want to explain to you and show you how to put to use what I'm calling the Song Starter Kit Drums Volume 1. This just launched on my website and is available to you. You can look in the description of this video or anywhere you see the store tab on my YouTube channel. But I want to show you in this video what you're getting and how to make use of it because that really will make all the difference. So first and foremost, it is a zip file. It's about 100 megabytes, the compressed zip file. And when you open it up, you're going to have two folders. One of those folders is essentially for patterns. The other one is for one-shot drum samples. So I believe as far as samples go, we've got 18 samples here taken from my drum set here in my room. And then we also have a patterns folder. In the patterns folder, there's about 49 or so. Everything from choruses to verse patterns to fills, builds, count ins, everything that you would need to just construct the most basic of songs. One of the things I was thinking was that I am a drummer. I love playing drums. I love recording drums, but not everybody is a drummer. And when you're starting out and you're learning how to record music, you're probably going to be introduced to virtual drums pretty quickly. You're going to start messing around with MIDI notes. And so I wanted to create something that was completely based off of real analog drums that you can use for your own purposes. So now I want to show you how to put these things into use. First and foremost, these are all WAV files or WAV files. There is no MIDI content. You can, of course, create your own MIDI content if you want. All this stuff is royalty free. Once you have purchased the product, it is yours to use. If you want to use it to record music, you can certainly use that. If you want to use my drum samples for any of your sessions, that's totally up to you. The one-shot drum samples are essentially just a really small capture of one hit at each of the drums. So here we have the snare rod clack sound. So that is me using a rod stick instead of the traditional drumsticks. We have the cymbal swells. We have an open hi-hat, closed hi-hat, a medium hi-hat, a foot hi-hat, crash cymbals, tom 1, tom 2, tom 3, the snare drum, the kick sample, and so forth. So these are just audio files. If I clicked any of these, you could just hear them through your speakers all day long. If you are somebody that uses an electronic drum set, you want to use my drum samples, go ahead and load these up at your leisure. But the big one is the patterns folder. So I want to show you how to use that. Now I've got Studio Pro open on my computer. It doesn't matter what DAW you're using. If it's Logic, GarageBand, Pro Tools, anything that has quantizing, I'll show you the setting in just a second. But when I go in to create a new song, it's going to ask me for a name. I'm going to call it Bluebird. It's going to ask me where to save it. And if I scroll down, this is kind of hidden if you're using Fender Studio Pro or even Studio One. Any of the older versions will have this as well. I'm going to set it to 4/4, and let's just make up the tempo. It can be anything we want. Let's just go 87.5, 87.4. I meant to hit 5, but okay, 87.4 is the tempo. That's going to be very important. Time signature is 4/4. So this collection is primarily just 4/4. That's why it's called Drum Volume 1. So Volume 1 is just strictly time signature 4/4. We want to keep it simple. Doesn't matter what key signature you go with. The original project was based at a tempo of 76 BPM. So if you don't want any of this movement happening, you can certainly set it to 76. I imagine many of your songs out there will be different tempos. This box right here that says stretch audio files to tempo, this is the one that you want to check. Because you are using a pattern, you are using audio files that were recorded at a very specific tempo. If you want it to move, if you want to record at different tempos, if you want to record at 77, 78, 79, 80, whatever it might be, you will need to check this box. So whatever DAW you're using, usually when you create a new song, it's going to ask you, do you want to stretch any of the audio files that you import? You do want to stretch them to the tempo. Then I'm going to click OK. And here I've got an empty session. Many of you are used to seeing an empty session when you're creating a new song, but where do you go? So like I said, we have our tempo set to 87.4. It's a really weird, obscure tempo, but it doesn't matter because we clicked that box for stretch the audio files to tempo. So I'm going to do something here. I'm going to open up my patterns folder, SSK1. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to give ourselves a count in. So let's go to count in hi-hat heaven. This is my favorite one. We actually do this all the time when we're playing. Then I want to go from a hi-hat. I want to go from a count in. I want to go to a verse pattern. So let's go with this one here. I'm just going to click and drag it into the session. Let's duplicate that one. So I'm gonna hit the D key. So we've got two of those. Let's do a fill we'll do a fill. This one's got a build to it. Let's drag and drop that one in there. And then let's go to a chorus. Let's see. And it's worth mentioning, even though these say chorus, if you want to use them for a verse, or if you want to use a verse pattern on a chorus, it's totally up to you. You can even go in and rename these files if you want to. Let's do a 4 on the floor. And this will be kind of like our verse 2 breakdown. So I did literally just drag and drop these into the session. Let's take a listen to what it sounds like. Here is our song. Okay, so there you can see quite a bit of it as it's transitioning from one pattern to the next. We are staying on the grid, and that's super important. So like I said, this is all just drag and drop. Now, some of those transitions, if you're going to use this in a final mix, I recommend you add in some of these samples, particularly if you're going into like a chorus section. Typically going to want to hit the cymbal. So we're going to go to where it has the ride cymbal. It's actually kind of more of like a crash ride. So I'm going to grab this ride crash. On a separate track, I'm going to drag this one in. And you see it looks kind of small. I'm going to clip gain it up quite a bit because I really want it to have some momentum here. I'm going to gain this up. And so now we're going to hear this crash cymbal sample on the second track. And it's going to give us a nice little smooth transition. Not only that, but like I said, if you want to supplement any of this stuff, we have the kick sample as well. So you can go in here and add in another kick drum. You could easily take this and just duplicate it all day long. So what's the purpose? Well, the purpose is at stage 1 of creating a new song, you're probably going to want to map out what it looks like. You want to have a count in? Do you want to have no count in? Do you want to start with 4 on the floor? Do you want to do 4 on the floor for 16 measures and then go into a chorus? What kind of pattern do you want to hear on the chorus? Do you want to have a bridge section? If you're working out the arrangement as quickly as I just did that, it is the same as if I were over at my drum set in your home studio sending you those files. So to me, just the time saving factor. My wife is a vocalist. She writes songs as well. I showed this to her. In less than 30 seconds, she could figure out how to import these things into her session. And the amount of creativity, what I want you to be able to do is, if you're not a drummer, maybe this will unlock something for you that you can access these drum patterns and things that I'm playing here on my drum kit. And you're actually getting it like audio files. So I have mixed these things up for you. They've already got compression and EQ. The level is already where I think it probably should be, but it is going to depend on whatever session. So like I said, if you just want to use this as a navigator, something to just give you a basic arrangement, and then you want to scrap it and go record your own drums, you can certainly do that. But that is the whole purpose. The purpose of the song starter kit is for you to get up and running with whatever the instrument may be. So again, you're going to get 18 of these drum samples. I've gone around my drum set, hit each of the toms, the crash cymbal, it's a crash ride, hi-hat cymbal, and so forth. You're going to get the kick, the snare, all that goody stuff. The patterns folder is going to have 49 of those different patterns. Take a listen to those and incorporate those into your song session. So if you're interested in picking that out, I will put a link in the description of this video. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can certainly leave a comment on this video. I'll do my best to get to as soon as possible. If you have any requests for any more song starter kits, I'd be happy to hear it. If I can help you in any way with my home studio to help your home studio, please let me know in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support. Now go check out Song Starter Kit Drums Volume 1.